Hey everybody, welcome to our Snap Delivered Thursday
Give me
night.
just a minute. We're not live yet. It's on its way. We should be in about now. We should be live.
Hey everybody, welcome to our Thursday night Snap Delivered company overview. We'll get started here in about 20 seconds. We've still got some folks that are logging into the live stream, so I'll grab a little water and we'll get started here shortly. All right, guys, looks like it's that time. Welcome to our Thursday evening Snap Delivered overview. We're going to run through a little bit of information about our company, who we are, what we do, and how you could benefit financially by partnering with the Snap Delivered family. Snap as a company is very young. We actually just were founded back in June of 21 in West Palm Beach, Florida. We're participating in the massive restaurant delivery business industry, and the growth that industry is going through is extremely exciting, and we're positioned to disrupt a lot of the major players within the industry. As a whole, I think most people realize the industry is booming. 60% of U.S. consumers are ordering delivery or takeout at least once a week. As big as the industry is, 100 billion plus, it's projected to hit over 200 billion by 2025, according to Forbes magazine. So if you can position yourself in an industry that's going from 100 billion to 200 billion in a few short years, there's definitely an opportunity to really create substantial income for yourself and your family. The industry players, you've got multi-billion-dollar companies, DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber, $100 million companies like Delivery.com, Waiter, Eat Street. One of the things about all these companies is they do things exactly the same way. They overcharge their restaurants. They try and nickel and dime their drivers. They hide fees for their customers, and it creates a lot of unhappy restaurants, unhappy drivers, unhappy customers. And that creates an opportunity for a company like Snap Delivered. If you look at restaurants, for example, if you owned a restaurant that was doing about 20 orders a day and you utilized Uber, DoorDash, Grubhub to take those orders to your customers as delivery services, let's say your average order is about 40 bucks, 20 orders a day, that's a couple hundred, 284,000 in sales through them. You're going to pay just over $99,000 in delivery fees on an annual basis. Now, if you did the same exact amount of orders with Snap Delivered doing your delivery, 20 orders a day, that's $14,600 in fees. You'd save almost $85,000 a year just because we picked up the food and took it from point A to point B versus Uber, DoorDash, or Grubhub. And as long as your food is delivered professionally, timely, why would you ever want to pay $99,593 when you could save 84 grand and change and utilize Snap Deliver to take the service? That's the beauty. We don't have any massive 20, 30, 40% delivery fees like these other companies. We charge a $2 flat rate. If you have $100 worth of food go out, it's $2. If you have $10 worth of food go out, it's $2. So we have no big restaurant commission fees. Our restaurants are paid instantly. Drivers are paid instantly. We don't take any of the drivers' tips. Some of these big companies grab portions of their drivers' tips. Our drivers keep all their fuel fees, all their tips, all their mileage. That's all theirs. There's no hidden service fees that our customers have to pay. Everything's front and center. There's nothing surprising to the customer at checkout. So it creates a lot of happy customers, happy drivers, and for sure, saving $84,000 a year, it creates a lot of happy restaurants. The members of the executive team at Snap are second to none. These guys have created billion-dollar companies, recruited and trained hundreds of thousands of people worldwide, and we specialize in market disruption and viral growth. To get started, if someone says, this looks really good, you can get started as a customer for free. You just basically download the app or sign up online for free, and you become a free customer of Snap Delivery. You can start ordering. And if you refer the business to other customers, if they go to Snap Delivered and order delivery, you get paid. If you refer a restaurant to the Snap Delivered family, you get that restaurant, they fulfill an order, you get paid. You refer a driver, every time that driver picks up food and delivers it, you get paid. And that's free. It costs you nothing. You literally can start earning income just by getting started for free and sharing the Snap Delivered concept with customers, drivers, and restaurants. As a manager, you can actually kind of give yourself a raise. There is a cost. It's $299 per year. you actually get a little bit of a raise where you can actually earn income off of those referrals if they start referring other restaurants, drivers, or customers. So there's a little bit more money in it. We also have infinity overrides that you can qualify for, and what we call a round robin lead generator program, where you can get leads given to you by the company from the marketing materials and tools that we put out there through social media, online and offline marketing. There's 4 ways to earn. You can refer customers, drivers, restaurants, and also refer other managers to the Snap Delivered family. How we get paid is pretty simple. If you refer a customer, you're getting paid $1 every time that customer places an order. If you refer a restaurant, you get paid 40 cents every time that restaurant fulfills an order. And again, now that doesn't sound like a ton of money, 40 cents here or $1 there, but trust me, it can add up. Let's say you referred 10 restaurants that were doing about 20 deliveries a day. That's 6,000 orders per month if you combine all those restaurants. 6,000 orders at 40 cents an order, you're making $2,400 a month because you referred 10 restaurants. Now listen, some restaurants won't do 20 deliveries a day. Some will do 2 or 3, some will do 1, some will do 0. We have restaurants that'll do hundreds of deliveries a day by themselves. So this assumes you don't find any of those massive restaurants. You offset some of the small ones. You average about 20 deliveries a day per restaurant. You're making $2,400 a month. The other concept that we have is creating leverage. See, you can make 20% off the restaurants you refer, the drivers, the customers, but you can also introduce other customers, other managers, other drivers. And as they start to spread their wings, they start to refer Snap Delivered to their customer base, their friends, their family, other drivers, maybe other restaurants. You can earn income off of them. So let's say you did your 10 restaurants and you added 10 drivers. If all your restaurants and drivers are doing 20 orders a day, that's $3,600 a month. So you gave yourself a raise. You made an extra $1,200 because those 10 drivers, you get paid every time they fulfill a delivery. So now just off your own efforts, $3,600 a month. But what if you introduced 3 people, they became managers, and they each did 10 restaurants, 10 drivers, same thing you did. Now, again, some people will do 0. They won't refer anybody. We have individuals in their first 30 days, they have introduced over 60 restaurants to the Snap Delivered family. So this is assuming you're not one of them. You didn't get 60 in your first 30 days. You did 10. It might take you 6 months. However long it takes you, you got it. And then you got your 3 people. Maybe it took them 6 months to get their 10. So it's a year in, and you've got 3 people. You got 10 restaurants, 10 drivers. They did the same thing. You would earn $5,400 off of those people's restaurants and drivers. And what if they introduced 3 each? So now you've got 9 people, and we call that your level 2. They each get 90 drivers, 90 restaurants combined. So 10 restaurants, 10 drivers each. So now you've got 90 drivers, 90 restaurants on what we call your level 2. You're earning $8,100 per month just off of that level. So if you combine that, that's over $17,000 a month because you and 12 people went out and got 10 restaurants and 10 drivers each. Now, it'll never work out this perfectly. Again, some people are going to bring in 0 restaurants, 0 drivers, but we already do have people that have personally introduced over 60 restaurants themselves. So if you brought in someone like that, that's a good day for you. Obviously, it's a great day for them as well because they get paid every time a delivery goes out, and so do you. So the beauty of what we do at Snap is if you're sitting here going, man, I could use an extra 17,000. Maybe you're going, I could use an extra 1,700. Maybe you're like me when I first got out of college and you're like, I could use an extra $17. Whatever it is, we'll teach you exactly what it takes to become successful with Snap Delivered. If you're sitting there going, man, I've got friends that own restaurants, but what do you say to them? We'll train you exactly how to onboard a restaurant client, what to say to them. We have business tools, videos you can share with them, so you can literally use our system to add restaurants into your portfolio. If you're sitting there going, man, I got a lot of friends that order from DoorDash and Grubhub. It'd be cool if they ordered from Snap. What do I say to them? We'll teach you exactly what to say to them to convert them to a Snap Delivered family member. They start ordering through Snap. You're making $1 every time they place that order. Maybe you're sitting there going, man, I got friends that drive for Uber. How do I get them to drive for Snap? We'll train you on how to do that. We'll train you how to run online ads. We'll train you how to get contacts reaching out to you, asking you about how do I drive for Snap, or how do I become a restaurant for Snap, or how do I become one of the free customers for Snap. So we'll train you on how to do that attraction marketing as well. every single thing you need to know to be successful. We've got training and support right there for you. And right now, for the next couple weeks, we also have a promotion. We have founding members that can literally get started. And instead of just becoming a manager when you get started, you can become a founding member. Remember, the managers is $300, $299.99. Managers now, if you become a manager today, really between now and September 1st, you can be a founding member for life. What that means is you get free delivery for life. You don't ever have to pay our delivery fee. You get a permanent promotion to a level called supervisor, which basically qualifies you to earn those level payouts that I shared with you on that theoretical example. Those level 1, level 2 payouts, $17,000. You become a supervisor, you qualify for that forever because you got started before September 1st. There's founder member only training that's available to our founders. There's trips that are fully paid for, free vacations that are only for founding members. There's that lead generation ×2. The managers get our round robin lead. Then we've got kind of an advertising opportunity, co-op opportunities, and aggressive lead generation opportunities that go to founding members only. On top of that, probably the best thing is there's profit sharing. You actually share in our profit sharing pool. At the end of every month, they take 2% of the entire global profits of Snap and they share it with members who have profit sharing. And just by being a founding member, you automatically get a share in the profit sharing pool. And probably the best news for those of you that want to become a founding member before September 1st, if you get started, instead of paying $299, it's only $99.99. So our pre-launch special is going to end here in a couple weeks. I hope you're not watching this video on like September 3rd. I apologize if you are, if this video is floating around the internet after September 1. But for those of you that are seeing it now and September 1, 2021 hasn't hit yet, I would recommend going to snapdelivered.com. Right on our website. It's right there on this little logo, snapdelivered.com. Go there, scroll down. You'll see where you can sign up as a founding member. It's only $99.99. You get all those perks. And we've got a training coming up as well here in October that you're more than welcome to attend. And to close things out, I want to introduce the gentleman that this is really his vision. He is somebody that kind of starts trends. He sees things before the rest of people do. I remember when he first told me about this concept. I had been in the restaurant delivery space. I started a company back in 2016, built it up fairly large to a $20 to $30 million a year delivery business. And it's one of those things where I kind of, I knew the industry. I knew what I was doing. I built a pretty successful business in 300 different cities nationwide. And he told me his concept. And we're sitting here charging these restaurants 25, 30, 35% to do their orders. And this gentleman, our CEO, he says, I don't want to charge him that. I want to charge him like a couple bucks. And I'm like, man, I just don't get it. Like, how are you going to do that? And I pretty much kind of didn't really think about it. I just kind of ignored it for a while. He kept talking to me. And then one day I reached out to him and he really sat down with me and he shared his vision. And all of a sudden, I don't know if you guys have ever had a light bulb go off, but I had that happen. I had that epiphany and I was like, oh my gosh, like he can do this. Like this can work. And I was thinking, if this works, you're going to completely shift the industry. DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber, all those companies will be in major trouble if you can pull off what you're sharing with me. And once I saw it, I couldn't go back. And I want him to share a little bit about his vision, where we're at today, and where he sees us going over the next few weeks, few months, and few years with Snap Delivered. So without further ado, I want to introduce one of my mentors, a gentleman that's created not only multi-million-dollar businesses, but he's helped people create financial wealth. He's helped people create financial independence. It's one thing to make millions of dollars yourself. It's another thing to help other people make tens of thousands part-time around their schedule, hundreds of thousands, and he's helped people make millions of dollars a year. And I think that's the great thing about a leader that's willing to give back, really go back down to the bottom of the mountain and help people like us climb to the top with their knowledge and their skill set. So without further ado, to close out our presentation, I want to introduce our CEO and founder and really key visionary, Mr. Paul Michael.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. So Tony says that I don't want to charge restaurants 15 to 30. I want to charge everybody 15 to 30%, but I don't not really, but whenever, Tony actually is the one that got me into this industry. There's some people that you just respect. Tony talks about me being a mentor, and what happened was we were in a company together, and I'd just been there a little bit longer. And how many of you ever met those people that will take something they're taught and then do it 10 times better, bigger and better? Like Tony's had bigger sales teams than I have. He's traveled the world more than I have with different companies. I mean, he's been on different television shows as judges, and all kinds of different things. And he and his partner have been way more successful than I have in a lot of the things I've done. And about 4 or 5 years ago, maybe, I think it was, they came to me and they said, hey, we're doing restaurant delivery and we think you should get involved with it. And I was like, and no, like I wasn't excited about it at first. Like that, I did not sit at home when I was little going, man, I cannot wait till I grow up and I can be a delivery driver or whatever they were doing. At the time, I didn't understand it. But I respected Tony and his partner Mike enough to, like, you know what, I'm going to take a look at this. If they're doing it, there's something behind it. Everything they do turns to gold. And I knew that Tony was really, really smart when it came to numbers. I mean, when Tony starts talking about numbers, sometimes you'll see me, my eyes will glaze over and I don't know what he's talking about, but I know it works. And so whenever I started getting into the restaurant industry, and my biggest joke was, listen, you know what? I didn't understand delivery. I didn't want to be in delivery until I got divorced, and I delivered about $2.1 million to my ex-wife. So I figured I knew delivery probably as good as anybody else did. And I got excited about it, but it was hard for me to really, truly get into it because I have to believe in what I'm doing. I really just do. I mean, and I believed in it and I understood it and I knew it was going to be huge. And Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, these companies were just starting to get into the industry. Tony and them created a business that went from, I think, like 5-6 cities to over 300 cities. Like it was enormous. And they ended up selling part of those companies out. I ended up working on this concept for a long time. And I mean, Tony says, he didn't see it. They told me flat out they didn't think it was going to work. They're like, that's crazy. It's not going to go anywhere. But they did it in a very nice way, but I could read through the lines. And then about 6 months ago, or maybe back in November, Tony came to me after he'd sold his companies and said, hey, I'm kind of partnering up with somebody. I'm looking at doing what you were talking about. And you ever get that feeling of, I told you I was right? I mean, not really, but I mean, I looked at it and it wasn't that I was right. It was just, I didn't think that forever that was sustainable. Tony and them knew that wasn't sustainable, 15, 30%. They did very well in it. What they did is they gave their customers, their restaurants, amazing customer service. Like they treated their restaurants amazingly as opposed to what's going on nowadays. And so he and I started talking, and over the last 6 months, and then about 2 months ago, we really, really started looking at this. And I said, listen, I've got this concept. He brought some ideas that I didn't have, and we started putting them together. And then over the last 2 months, what's happened is amazing. We've got about 175 last count, about 175 founding reps. We're actually beta testing this in some cities right now as we speak with our software and things of that nature. We've got some amazing people that are actually getting on board with us all over the country. I bet you we will start out in probably 60 to 70 cities right away from knowing how many people we have in different places. But the way our concept works is, we're out to help people. We're not out to do this where we just take advantage of the restaurants. And Tony and I want to help build people. I was talking to one tonight, and I will tell you this, everyone that gets signed up tonight after this call between now and midnight, whatever time zone you're at, I'm going to personally make sure in the next 3 days, I call you and talk to you. I didn't realize how important that was to people until tonight. I called a lady, I'm drawing a blank right now, but she got started with us a couple of days ago. I just ran through of all the founding members. I called one of them. I just picked a number and called her up, and she's like, I'm speechless right now. She goes, I can't believe the CEO and founder of a company is calling me. And I said, you know what? I can't believe more don't. Like what we're doing is we're building a company, but we're building people. And the thing that excites me the most, and I still to this minute do not sit here and go, man, I'm so fired up that we get to deliver food. What I'm fired up about is that we get to help save restaurants, that we get to take care of them and do something great for them. And in the meantime, not only can the restaurants save an enormous amount of money, the drivers can make great money. Drivers on any other company don't have the ability to refer other drivers, to refer other customers, and refer other restaurants. They don't have that ability. We're giving people an ability to refer their friends and family and people that they know, and make a percentage off of everything that happens. And so and then on the flip side of it, when it comes to building the company and becoming a founding member or manager above, that's where I get the most excited, because we are going to definitely take people who have never made an above average income. And some of you, if you get serious and you really work at this and you're willing to get out of your comfort zone a little, maybe go talk to some restaurants. What if it took you a year to get 25 restaurants, but every single month those restaurants put money in your pocket every month? Let's say it took you a year to get to 25 restaurants. I can't do the numbers that Tony can do in his head, but let's say they were doing 100 orders a month and you're making 40 cents on those orders. And then the next year it went up, and the next year it went up, and the next year it went up. Like, that becomes residual income that comes into your pocket, whether you work for it or not. And it's not you're not selling lotions, potions. You're not out getting someone to buy insurance. You're not getting anybody to do anything that they're not already doing. They're already ordering food, and they can do it and they can keep doing it, and you can make a percentage off of it. So we're really, really excited about what's going on. We're about 2.5, I think it's 20 days or 19 days away from our launch date. If you go on our website, you'll see that. But I would encourage you, how many of you, if you had the opportunity to be around when there was a Microsoft in the beginning, or a Facebook, or a McDonald's? I mean, I'll tell you right now, my parents had the opportunity to buy a McDonald's franchise for $7,000 and didn't do it. I do not get a warm and fuzzy feeling when we drive by a McDonald's franchise, because now it costs you over $1 million. So those of you that are involved right now and you're seeing this for the first time, the person that invited you on, they want to get you involved. Not only because, you know what, there's a selfish part of it too. The more people they get, the more money they make. But guess what? This is the time for them to get. They could have waited until after we launched and charged $2.99. They could have made a commission off of that. But you know what? They're doing the right thing by you to try to get you involved now, so that you can benefit from being a founding member. You know, we'll have stock options. We'll have all kinds of things. And Tony's been involved in those companies. I've been involved in companies that were startups and it went and took off. So you're involved with a startup, but you don't have all the bad things that go along with the startup, because we have done this before. We have built sales teams. We've built nationwide companies. We've built restaurant companies around the country. You know, Tony's got more experience in building restaurant. He figured this out on his own. He didn't have anybody teach him how to do it. There were no restaurant delivery companies for him. He had to figure it out and how to do it. So when there's any kind of problem with the driver, you know, I've done thousands of deliveries myself. As somebody that's owning a company, I still did thousands of deliveries. I did one last week. I think I'm doing another one tomorrow for a company, because I want to test out a new product and feature with our stuff. So I'm doing one tomorrow for a big catering order. We haven't even scratched the surface of the ways we're going to make money. We're doing restaurants. Guess what else they deliver? There's prescriptions that can be delivered. There's groceries that are delivered. There's drugstores that are delivered at some point in the future. And I'm not guaranteeing we'll ever do it, but there's probably going to be cannabis be delivered. Like, everything that can be delivered, our company will take a part of it. And you being involved now is going to be the opportunity. Wouldn't it be amazing to look back when we're in 22 different countries? We've got 150,000 reps. We've got 400,000 or 1 million restaurants around the world. And you were sitting there going, you know what? I was involved in that company within less than 200 people. So I would encourage you tonight to go to our website, hit snapdelivered.com. You can, you know, if Tony has a second, he can put it on there real quick. If you can go to snapdelivered.com and kind of show them where it's at. But get started with us now. How many of us have wasted $100 in a weekend for nothing? We all have. But what if you could take that and put it into something and get started and have an amazing future with what we're doing? So I don't know if you're gonna be able to get that on there before we get off of here, but yeah. So if you just scroll down here, you'll see it right here down at the bottom, somewhere in there, right? Founding member registration. You just click on there. You'll put the name of the person that invited you to be in this industry, in the business. You'll put them in there, and over the next couple weeks, we're going to be unleashing a lot of different things for you. So I'll tell you this. I wouldn't bet against our company. I wouldn't bet against the people in our company. And listen, if you've been bet against your whole life, take this as an opportunity to change the way you're doing. My mentor, one of the things he always said was, if you want things to change, you've got to change. If you want things to get better, you've got to get better. And I promise you, Tony and I are devoted, plus the rest of our partners, plus the rest of our top leadership, and helping you get the things that you want to get. So we appreciate you taking a few minutes tonight. get it started with us. If you're on that list and you get started tonight, I'll be calling you the next day or so, but I'll be talking to a lot of you soon, and we can't wait for our launch and then our kickoff celebration here in Florida very soon. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Thanks, Paul.